So let me give you a hypothetical problem. Let's say I'm really stressed out at work. I know I need to do something. I'm not quite sure what, and I get in contact with you, and I'm just saying, I'm stressed. I don't know what to do. How do you approach helping somebody in that situation?
The first thing I would ask them, Graham, is what is it you want and how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel about yourself? How do you want to feel about your future? How do you want to feel about your work? How do you want it to look like? That would be the first thing that I would ask them. It's about flipping it. It's about taking away the mind from what you don't want and then refocusing it on what you do want. It is that simple. How do you want it to be?
Focus, right?
Yeah.
Focus. Yeah, it makes me think sometimes of the situation, say like a football match, right? Let's say you play 89 minutes really well, and then you lose a goal in the last minute. There's a tendency to focus on that last minute. Yeah. And people will argue, but the goal's important. Yes, we understand the goal's important. But we also need to understand that there was 89 minutes of good play and positive action before that as well. We tend to have the wrong focus in life.
I think naturally we tend to focus on things that potentially that don't go our way. Or if, for example, there was 10 people and 9 people were saying to you, Graham, you have totally got this. You can be one of the world's greatest authors. You can be one of the world's greatest musicians. You can start writing on your own music. 9 people were confirming that to you. And that one person then came to you and said, Graham, forget it. It ain't going to happen. You're thinking beyond yourself here. It's not going to happen for you. A natural way of looking, we would probably focus on what that one person had said instead of what the other 9 people were saying. And that is the basis then of how we perceive ourselves. Do we perceive ourselves as just that one person, or do we perceive ourselves as what those 9 people were saying? That is that inner self. That is the self-image.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the universe itself doesn't really have negatives. Negatives are a construct of language. And this will come out in my next book, where I look at and analyze the language, that all language is constructed, or the basis of language is constructed on the element of positive negative question, where if you don't have a positive element, you can't imagine the opposite. Because what's the opposite of nothing? Well, it's kind of an insane question, right? So you have to have something to begin with. And so, and those who have worked in linguistics and neurolinguistics and language sort of understand that when you say to somebody, don't think of a yellow taxi, they automatically do, because the language programs us in that way. And the universe doesn't have negatives. It's an almost purely human psychological construct. You can argue that there's yin and yang and positive and negative in things, and that we need that. But when you look out into the universe, there is what is.
It is, and it's our belief, and we make it what it is. We make it what it is, and again, using our perception of the situation, it is what it is, and we make it what it is. So we can either choose to see the beauty and the contrast. That again, the contrast in every situation. Everything that is happening in the world at the moment, yes, it is a challenging, awful time. But the contrast in that, there are some beautiful things that have been born. There's some beautiful ideas and beautiful things that have been created as a result. So it's seeing the good in the contrast.
Oh, absolutely. Experience creates the belief, and belief creates the fact. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
better have that experience.
Yeah, absolutely.